Hello, welcome to another YouTube video of Maddie's Makes. I'm Crystal, and today we are washing wool. So the wool I sorted in the last video. This is the Willamette Black Face. It's the blanket, so it's the what's off the back mainly. So it's the nicer wool. It tastes cleaner. It doesn't, roll around in the dirt as often. But this one's a little shorter. But you see, it's still a little sticky, a little full of stuff, and it's full of a lot of lanolin. This is how I wash wool. I have two 5-gallon buckets full of hot water, and trying to film and hold things at the same time. I do use mesh bags. Sorry about that. The phone just kind of everywhere. That's what happens when you try to film yourself. So I line the bin with the mesh bag. These I got at the dollar store. I only have a couple of those. This is a Norwex bag, so it's a little smaller. It'll still do the job. There's something weird in it. Yeah, we don't want whatever that black sleeve is. There. So, yeah, I'll just do one at a time. So I'm just gonna take the wool. It's in a pretty good sized chunk. Pick out anything that that's just gonna crumble. Couldn't even see what I was doing. There's stuff in here. And it's a little crumbly. So, you can just take it, shake it. This is my secret. Shake the wool. It actually, a lot of stuff falls out of it. It's quite amazing. And you can actually see how well the wool holds up. Like, this is not falling apart. But you can also see some big bits like that. Just get that off there. That aren't coming off, that you have to pick off things. But it's amazing how many second cuts fall out when you shake it, because you don't want those little bitty second cuts in there. This looks like it's going to be enough for one wash. Look at all that woohoo going in. Wish I could get the viewer out further. Woohoo. Okay. The spoon's for. The water's really hot. And I don't want to, oops, pushing, felt the wool, so I'm just taking the spoon. Same one I use for dyeing, you can tell. It's like the all around wood wool spoon. Wow. You can already see the dirt coming out. I already see the dirt coming out. And so I rinse it. Then I'll take it out, squeeze it, redo it with soap in it, and then rinse it again, and then throw it in my washer. It's already full of hot water, and it'll soak in there for a bit with some clove oil, just to make it smell nice. Helps repel the bugs a bit. And then spin it, and then it'll be out. Yeah, so I will walk you through that. Whoa, totally way too much sun. Sorry, way too much sun. But this is the wool I've already started washing. Shadier down here. Not much. That looks better. And this is just drying in the sun. So definitely an awesome idea to wash wool on hot days. So I'll get this done and get back with you. Okay, it has been 20 minutes and there's the wool. And you can see how dirty and murky the water is. Even the hot water will start pulling the lanolin from it. So if you see any like white, it's almost like sea foam. Oops, sorry about that. That's what that is. And then the murk is a mix of the lanolin and the dirt. So there's that. And this is why I use the bags. I can even do this one-handed. Just grab, pull it out, and I have another container over here. It's a little crate thing from IKEA, and a strainer, and that goes there. I will dump this out in the yard. It does have lanolin in it, which can cake your pipe, so if you care about that, don't dump it down your drain. And then I wanted to show you the second one because towel to keep them hot. But this, the water's dirtier. See it just tells you that this wool is a little dirtier. Right. That, so I'm just gonna put it next to it. Since they're doing the same washing at the same time, it doesn't matter. So I'm gonna dump them, refill them, and then I'll show you that portion of getting them soapy. Okay, I'm back, and apologies if the camera goes one way and then the other. The phone has a mind of its own sometimes. Refilled, hot water. It's as hot as the tap can get it, which is the factory settings on our gas hot water heater. Doing it this way, I do leave a little bit of lanolin in it, which makes it nicer for spinning, but not enough where it just colors and gets all nasty. Okay, so soap, liberal with the soap, so I just kind of squeeze it one way and then the other. This is just dollar store dish soap. And that's it. Then I take Mr. Spoon over here. Mr. Spoon gets used for everything. And I don't want to make suds, but I do want to make sure the soap's incorporated, which is why we're adding the soap after we fill. We're not adding during, because we just don't need the sudsy action. So there we go. I hope I'm holding this so everyone can see it. We're gonna get the extra dirty water out of these. And before they cool down too much more, back in the pot. Back in the pot. This one, since the bag will let me, I am gonna open it up. Poor bags get so abused. Next I'm at the Dollar Tree. You know what I'm buying. More bags, because I'm totally destroying these. Now this, well, I wish you could get better color. It is actually really, it's pretty white down there. I mean, there is stuff in the wool. You can kind of see the black stuff. Oh, and now you see it. See this white that's foaming up? That's the lanolin coming to the top. So we do want to make sure, push it down. You don't really want to agitate the wool, but you can push it around and get the water to flow through it. And this won't felt it or anything, but if you stir it or really move it around a lot, you could felt it. So just be nice to it. There we go. Put the lids on it. And I'm doing this on a very warm day, so they'll stay warm. I'm going to leave them for another 20 minutes. That's normally what I do, is 20 minutes per soak. And then when I come back, I'll drain them out, refill the containers, and it'll do a rinse. Then after that, it's into the washer, which is already full of hot water with the previous wash in it. So I'll see you in 20. Hey, welcome back. It's been over 20 minutes. I had lunch first, so you know, self-care. And the sun is getting really bright. We're gonna have a really hot day here. Get that out of the way. And this, get in here. Oh, it's still really steamy. And the water isn't that dirty. So that means got most of the soap out. And the water isn't that dirty, so I'm going to use the water in there. So we don't waste water. There's a drought going on. For my next load as my soap water. So that's always a good idea. Dang, it's dark. To reuse your last rinse water as your soak water for your first soak. And just get out all I can, just shaking it, and then in there. And from there, you definitely shouldn't leave the soap out when it's hot. Back around there. Okay, I'm gonna close up this, because if you're putting it in your washer, and this, I don't know if it works with front loads. I have a top load, I have a Speed Queen. It is non-computerized, which is my favorite because then the computer board can't go out. Anyway, we'll push the extra water out. Hopefully it doesn't drip too much. And into the washer it goes. The water's hot and has the lovely smell of clove. Put some clove over it. Clove oil. Yep, clove oil. Good stuff. Just a few drops. And really that's all that's in there is the hot water and the clove oil. And my wash from before. Just the same fleece. And they're all in their own little bags, so they won't get all tangled up or anything or stuck into the holes in the side of the washer, because the holes can suck the wool in. We don't want that. So I'm going to pop one more in here, and then this is just going to sit for a while and spin out. See, have it set here. So I fill it, and when it's all done filling, it stops and it's quiet. Then I'll put the wool in there like I just did where the water's quiet, and then I'll turn it back on and it'll spin and it'll be done. And that's it. You never want it to go through any of the other sections, spin only. And that way just spins the water out. You can use a salad spinner. You can take the bag and spin it over your head when you're outside. Don't do that inside. You know, however you want to get the extra water out, or you can just use a towel, put the wool on there and just, you know, do the pressy thing. So whatever you need to do, pull some of the water out. And then I'm gonna throw it up on my rack to dry, and I'll be back when that's done. Alrighty, the washer has stopped spinning, and there they are there. You can pick them up and fill them if they're still completely drenched. You can spin them out again. These feel really good. Actually, it came pretty darn clean. There's still a little dirtiness on the tips, and you can definitely tell where the veggie matter is in this. But they all look pretty good. So I'll grab a couple for demonstration. You could do this with all of your wool. We'll make our way outside into the hot sun. I think it's gonna get around 90 today. In some places I know that's not hot, but here it's hot. Okay, I have just a drying rack like you'd use for clothes, and I put towels on it to keep the wool from falling in. And this is what you do with your old towels. So you don't get rid of them. You just use them for your wool. And I'm going all crazy with the phone again. Not sure how to do that with one hand. Pardon me. Really weird close view. But open them up. Dump them out. And just fluff it. See, yeah, everything I do is like, just pick it up and throw it around. It's fine. And pine trees. Oh, this almost feels like cotton balls. Well, better than cotton balls. Like raw cotton. It's pretty fine. Pretty shiny. I'm probably gonna spin this up the color that it is. And normally I love dyeing my wool because I can't stand the yellow tips, but this barely has any at all. I wish you could see better. Shadowing doesn't help. I hope you can see it better than I can see it on the screen. So, and I constantly want to pick the bits out of it, but they're going to pick out better once it's dry. And then you pick it up and just shake it out again, because once it's dry, it'll let go of a lot of this. And there is a technique I have to get the veggie matter out and preserve the wool. So I will get to that video in a while as I process this. Actually, there's several wools I need to do this to. But that's it. Just let it dry out in the sun. Actually, when it gets hot like this, it's not going to take long at all. Oh, oh, so pretty. Yeah, the crimp. It's like, the crimp. Anyway, this should spin up like a dream. But we'll get to that when we get to that. I will keep you posted so you can follow this sheep through. This was Snowflake. I know why they called her Snowflake now. Looks like snow just mounding up there. So that's it for the washing video. As this dries, just pick it up and fluff it about a bit and turn it over. And when it's completely dry, I bag mine up in pillowcases, but use what works for you. See you later, guys. Bye.